I speak to you now as a loving voice, not as a prediction of specific events, but as a gentle, urgent reminder for your heart. Imagine that I, your God, am sitting beside you in this very moment, and that Archangel Michael is standing guard near you, speaking softly yet firmly about your life, your choices, and your next step. When you read the words "This will happen tomorrow on November 27th, this is your last chance," do not be afraid, but understand it as a holy wake-up call about the changes you are being invited to make, the doors I am opening, and the chains I am ready to break if you let me. I am not here to scare you, I am here to awaken you, to remind you that your life is not random. Your pain is not ignored, and your story is not over. Archangel Michael says this is serious about you, because your soul has been asking for help even when your mouth has been silent. You have cried in ways that no one saw. You have endured thoughts that no one heard. You have carried burdens that you believed no one understood. But in those moments when you felt unseen, heaven was watching with deep compassion. Every silent tear has been noticed. Every broken prayer has been gathered. Every disappointed sigh has been heard. Your heart has been speaking a language that I understand perfectly, even when you could not find the right words. That is why this message has come to you, not as a random line of text, but as a sacred reminder that you are on my radar, and that the time has come for you to make a decision about how you will live the next chapter of your life. Tomorrow is a symbol. November 27th in this message is not just a date on a calendar, it represents a turning point, a crossroads, a line between the old and the new. You have been standing at this invisible line for a long time. Part of you wants to step into a new life, new peace, new strength, new patterns, and yet another part of you stays frozen, afraid to move, afraid to let go, afraid to trust that I will be there to catch you. Archangel Michael stands beside you, not to control you, but to protect your courage. He whispers, "It is serious, because your future is not a game. Your heart is not a toy. Your destiny is not a joke. Every day you delay your healing, your forgiveness, your growth, you allow the old pain to win a little more. This is why this moment matters so much. There are things around you that you have normalized but that are quietly damaging your spirit. It might be a habit you keep returning to, knowing it leaves you empty. It might be a person you keep allowing into your mind, even when their words crush your self-worth. It might be a fear you keep feeding, replaying the worst possibilities in your imagination until you feel paralyzed. Today I am shining a gentle light on those areas. Not to shame you, but to say, this is your life. This is your soul. This is your one journey in this body, in this time. How much longer will you let darkness speak louder than my love? How much longer will you shrink yourself to fit inside other people's opinions? How much longer will you pretend you are fine when inside you are desperate for change, Archangel Michael says this is serious because you are at risk of losing time, losing opportunities, losing the joy that is meant for you, not because I am against you, but because you keep agreeing with the voices that say you are not worthy, not ready, not capable. Those voices did not come from me. I am not the author of fear that suffocates you, or shame that chains you to your past. I do not speak to you in the tone of hopelessness. When I speak, even if my words are strong, they carry warmth, dignity, and possibility. When I correct you, I am not breaking you, I am bending you away from what harms you and toward what heals you. My correction is a form of protection. My warning is a form of love. You have lived through days when you felt you were at your last chance, yet you survived. You have stood at emotional cliffs, feeling like one more disappointment would push you over the edge, yet somehow, you are still here. That somehow was not an accident. I held you when you did not know I was there. I steadied you when you thought you were standing on your own. I whispered to your spirit, even when your mind could not hear it, keep going, you are not done yet. Now I come again through this message to say, not that you are about to be destroyed, but that you are about to be given a new level of responsibility for your own healing. You cannot change every circumstance around you, but you can say yes to a new way of responding. You cannot rewrite the past, but you can refuse to let it run your future. Tomorrow, November 27th, represents the next sunrise in your journey. Something will surely happen, time will move, life will continue. Choices will be made, thoughts will be entertained, words will be spoken. The question is not whether something will happen. The question is, who will you be when it does? Will you step into tomorrow as a passive passenger or an awake participant? Will you carry forward the same old self-doubt, the same old grudges, the same old hopeless scripts you repeat to yourself, or will you dare to enter that day as someone who has decided, quietly and firmly, I am loved. I am not abandoned. I am allowed to start again, even if I'm scared. This is your last chance, not in the sense that I will stop loving you after this, but in the sense that you have been postponing your healing for too long, and your heart is begging you, please, don't push this off again. Archangel Michael has been assigned to stand beside you in seasons when you did not know how to fight for yourself. In invisible moments, he has defended you from attacks you never saw. He has pushed away energies and intentions that did not belong in your orbit. Now he looks at you with the tenderness of a guardian who cares deeply and says, the greatest war is not always outside of you, but inside your own thoughts. He sees how often you fight with yourself, how often you sabotage your own chances, how often you shrink your dreams because of fear of failure or rejection. This is why he calls it serious. Not because some dramatic disaster must come, but because you are too precious to keep living beneath your true value. You have been waiting for huge miracles, spectacular signs, loud confirmations. Yet some of the most important miracles for you in this season will be quiet choices. The miracle of saying no to a toxic pattern for the first time. The miracle of resting without guilt. The miracle of asking for help instead of suffering alone in silence. The miracle of telling yourself the truth about what you feel. The miracle of forgiving yourself for not knowing better in the past. These miracles do not always look like lightning in the sky, but they are powerful shifts in your inner landscape. They open doors in your future that no human hand can shut. They send ripples through your relationships, your health, your decisions. I have seen where you come from. I know the wounds you never talk about. I know the expectations that were placed on you, the pressure you carried, the ways you felt you had to be strong for others even when no one was strong for you. I know the nights you lay awake, replaying conversations, wishing you had said something different or had walked away sooner. I know the guilt you carry, the regrets that follow you like shadows. Let me speak clearly. I am not surprised by your scars. I am not disappointed by your humanity. I do not stand at a distance with arms crossed. I come close. I place my hand on the deepest, most hidden place within you and say, you are still mine. You are still worthy of a gentle life. You are still allowed to walk into hope. This last chance is a last chance to keep believing that you are alone. It is a last chance to keep agreeing with the lie that you are forgotten or unseen. It is a last chance to repeat the sentence, "Nothing ever changes for me," without challenging it. Your spirit knows that something is shifting. You can feel a stirring, a subtle unrest, a sense that the old way of coping is no longer enough. That stirring is not your imagination, it is me calling you to higher ground. You cannot climb to new levels while hugging old chains. You cannot breathe freely while living in rooms built with walls of fear. So I invite you now, dare to release your grip on what hurts you, even if it feels familiar. Dare to loosen your hold on outcomes you cannot control. Dare to trust that if something or someone has to leave your life for your peace to grow, I will not leave you empty. I will not abandon you in the space between what you lose and what you gain. Archangel Michael speaks into your tomorrow, not as doom, but as a shield. He says, prepare your heart. Set your intention. Choose your posture. When you wake, will you begin your day repeating all the reasons you are afraid, or will you begin by acknowledging, even if with shaky faith, I am protected, I am guided, and I am willing to change? You don't have to feel strong to say it. You don't have to feel holy or perfect. You simply have to be honest. Honesty is a doorway through which my grace rushes in. When you say, I am struggling, but I want to heal, heaven hears. When you say, I don't know what to do, but I don't want to keep living like this, heaven responds. Help does not wait for your perfection, help rushes toward your sincerity. This is serious about you because your heart has slept too long in rooms of fear. There have been prophecies of your failure whispered into your mind by past experiences, by harsh voices, by cruel words. Those prophecies do not belong to me. I write a different script for you, one where your pain is not the final chapter. One where your mistakes do not erase your future. One where your trauma becomes soil for wisdom, not a prison for your hope. But I will not force you to read that script. I present it to you now, laid open like a book in front of you. Tomorrow is another page. You choose how you will show up in the story. You choose whether you will keep living inside the old narrative or allow me to rewrite it with tenderness and truth. There are certain doors you have been standing in front of, fearful of knocking on. The door of asking for support. The door of seeking healing for your mind and emotions. The door of making practical changes in your daily life that honor your body and your soul. You have convinced yourself that you do not deserve that level of care, but listen, if I care for you, who are you to deny yourself care? If I call you valuable, who are you to treat yourself as disposable? If I gently guard you through my angels, why would you say yes to people or patterns that constantly injure your spirit? You are not being selfish when you protect your peace. You are honoring the life I placed in you. When Archangel Michael says open this as soon as possible, understand the deeper meaning. Open your heart. Open your mind to new possibilities. Open your hands to release what you've been clutching that no longer fits this season. Open your ears to kinder words, to healing truths, to compassionate guidance. You have been open to so much negativity, so many harsh internal voices, so many fears. Now I urge you, tilt your openness in a new direction. Let your soul become more open to hope than to despair, more open to trust than to suspicion. More open to growth than to stagnation. You may be thinking, I have tried before. I have promised myself new beginnings and then slipped back into old patterns. I know. I saw each attempt. None of them were wasted. Every time you tried, you learned something about your triggers, your limits, your needs. Do not despise your attempts just because they did not lead to perfect change. See them as steps. Even if you fell forward in understanding. This time, I am asking you to try with a different foundation, not the foundation of your own strength only, but the foundation of my companionship. Do not walk into tomorrow thinking you must do everything alone. Whisper to yourself throughout the day, I am not alone in this. I am guided in this. I can pause, breathe, and ask for help. If you feel unworthy of my attention, remember this, you are reading these words right now. Out of all the moments that could have been, you are here, in this exact moment, with this exact message before your eyes. Take that as a gentle wink from heaven. You may argue that it's coincidence, yet I specialize in meeting people in ordinary ways that carry extraordinary meaning. I do not need thunder to speak to you. I can speak through a quiet line of text that reaches you when you most need it. The serious thing here is not a curse over your life, it is the seriousness of how deeply I care that you stop living beneath your worth. Tomorrow can become a day of small, holy decisions. The decision to speak kindly to yourself instead of repeating cruel thoughts. The decision to slow down for a moment and place your hand over your heart, reminding yourself that you are alive and that this matters. The decision to take one step toward healing, whether it's resting, journaling, praying, reaching out, setting a boundary, or simply allowing yourself to feel what you truly feel. These may seem like small acts, but they accumulate into a life that honors your soul. I am not against you. I am for you. My love does not expire at midnight, and there is no clock counting down to the moment I abandon you. When I say last chance in this message, it is not a threat that I will stop loving you, it is a plea that you stop delaying loving yourself in alignment with how I see you. You have been standing at the edge of change for so long, looking at the water, afraid to step in. Let tomorrow be the day you place at least one foot into that water. You may still be afraid. You may still have doubts. That's okay. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move gently forward while fear is still present. Archangel Michael wraps spiritual armor around you, not to turn you into someone else, but to reveal the strength that has always been inside of you. He shields your mind from lies, your heart from unnecessary attacks, your path from certain traps. But there is one thing he will not do for you, he will not choose your thoughts for you. That is your sacred power. You get to decide which thoughts you dwell on, which stories you tell yourself, which labels you accept or reject. Choose carefully, because the thoughts you repeat become the atmosphere in which your life grows. Let tomorrow's atmosphere be kinder, clearer, and more hopeful than yesterday's. I bless your sleep, your waking, your small routines. I bless the moments you feel unseen and the moments you feel overwhelmed. I bless your confusion with clarity. I bless your fear with peace. I bless your restless heart with stillness. You are entering a season where you will learn to breathe again. Not the shallow breathing of constant anxiety, but the deeper breathing of someone who knows they are held. There will still be challenges, yes, but you will face them with a different posture, not as someone who is defeated before the day begins, but as someone who carries a quiet, stubborn hope. If you forget these words, I will not forget you. If you stumble after deciding to change, I will not mock you. If you cry because certain changes feel too heavy, I will sit with you in that place and comfort you. My love is not a demand that you rise instantly, it is a hand stretched out to help you rise slowly, steadily, honestly. Your journey is allowed to be imperfect. Your growth is allowed to be messy. Your transformation is allowed to be gradual. What matters is that you decide you are worth the effort. Because you are, so hear this clearly once more, this is serious about you, because you are serious to me. Your heart matters. Your future matters. Your healing matters. Let tomorrow, symbolized as November 27th, be more than just another date. Let it be a gentle turning of your soul toward a new way of being. Open this message, not just with your eyes, but with your inner willingness. Open to the idea that you are guided, guarded, loved, and capable of change. Open to the truth that you do not walk alone. Open to the possibility that your story is still unfolding in ways you cannot yet see. And as you breathe in and breathe out, know this: every moment you choose hope over despair, truth over lies, gentleness over harshness, you are aligning with my heart. I am with you in this. I am not far away. I am close, closer than your breath. And no matter how long it takes, I am committed to walking with you into the newness that your soul has been crying out for. I am the Lord your God, and I am speaking to you now in a way your heart can understand. As you read these words, know this: I see you, I know you. I have watched every tear that never fell from your eyes but burned inside your heart. I know the battles you fight in silence, the questions you never say out loud, the fears you hide behind your smile. I am not far. I am closer to you than your own breath. And today I am telling you that this is serious about you. This is not a casual message. This is not a random moment. This is a turning point, and heaven has marked it under your name. Archangel Michael stands beside you in the spirit, and he has not left your side even on the days when you thought you were completely alone. When you felt like no one understood you, when you felt like the world had dismissed you, he was watching, guarding, and waiting for this very moment to speak to your heart. He says to you now, with all the weight of heaven behind his words, this is serious about you because something is about to shift in your life. There is a time that has been spoken. Tomorrow on November 27th. I want you to understand this not only as a date on your calendar but as a symbol of the turning of a page in your destiny, a last chance to say yes to what I am placing in front of you. You have stood at many doors before. Some of them you walked past, some of them you knocked on, some of them you forced open, and some of them you were too afraid to touch. But this door is different. This is the door of surrender, the door where you finally stop trying to do everything in your own strength and let me step fully into the center of your story. You have prayed for breakthrough, for change, for a new beginning. Yet there are places in your heart you never fully handed to me. There are habits you cling to, people you cling to, fears you cling to. And I am saying gently but clearly, this is your last chance in this season to respond with a deep, honest yes to my call. Do not misunderstand me. I am not abandoning you, my child. I do not stop loving you. My love does not have an expiration date. But windows of opportunity do. Seasons open and seasons close. There are moments when heaven leans closer, when the river of my grace is flowing in a specific direction, and if you step in, you are carried forward. This is one of those times. This is why Archangel Michael is speaking with such urgency. He sees what is prepared in front of you and he sees what is trying to pull you back. He sees the traps the enemy set on the path you were about to choose, and he is sounding the alarm. This is serious about you because you are closer than you think to a great crossing, a line that separates the old you from the new you. You have said many times, I will change later. I will forgive later. I will pray more later. I will focus on my calling later. But later has kept you in chains. Later has postponed your healing. Later has fed your fear and starved your hope. I am placing before you not later but now. When you hear tomorrow on November 27th, hear the echo of my voice saying, your tomorrow begins with the choice you make today. This is your last chance in this chapter to respond without delay. Without excuses, without bargaining. You cannot keep one foot in the past and one foot in the future and expect peace. You must choose. There are things I have been gently touching in your life, things you tried to ignore. Relationships that drain you, patterns that poison your joy, secret wounds you refuse to bring into the light. You try to be strong and keep going, but inside you are tired. You are tired of pretending, tired of hiding, tired of acting like everything is fine when your soul whispers that something is missing. I am the one who completes you. No person, no money, no achievement, no title can fill the empty space that was shaped for me. That is why nothing has fully satisfied you. That is why even in some moments of happiness, there is a quiet ache in your heart. It is me calling you deeper. Archangel Michael says this is serious because the enemy has been trying to convince you that your life will always be like this, that nothing will really change, that your prayers are useless, that your dreams are foolish. He has tried to make you numb, to make you accept disappointment as normal, to keep you in a cycle of almost breakthrough and then sudden collapse. But I am breaking that pattern. I am saying enough. You are not created for constant cycles of heartbreak and false starts. You are called to walk in purpose, in stability, in peace that does not depend on circumstances. But to step into this, you must release your grip on what is actually hurting you. Listen carefully. There is something you are holding that is secretly holding you back. It might be resentment towards someone who hurt you. It might be shame over your past. It might be fear of being rejected again. It might be the image of yourself you learned from people who never truly saw your worth. You built a wall around your heart to feel safe, but that wall has also kept me on the other side of your deeper trust. I am not asking you to tear it down overnight. I am asking you to open a door in that wall, to allow my light to enter, to admit where you are broken, where you are confused, where you are scared. This message is not to condemn you but to awaken you. You have been asleep in certain areas of your soul, and life has been moving forward while parts of you remain stuck in past moments of pain. You go through your days, but some parts of your heart still cry from things that happened long ago. I am stepping into those old rooms of your memory. I am sitting with the version of you that was misunderstood, abandoned, humiliated, or betrayed. I am not rushing you. I am not telling you to get over it. I am holding you in that memory and whispering, you survived. You are still here. But I don't want you to just survive, I want you to heal. I want you to live. When you hear Archangel Michael say, "This will happen tomorrow on November 27th, understand that heaven is pointing to a decisive moment. For some, it will be an outward change, a phone call, a meeting, a decision, an opportunity. For you, the most important part will be inside, the decision of your heart to finally align with me. What makes this your last chance in this season is not that I am closing my heart, but that the opportunity in front of you, the grace for this specific shift, is uniquely timed. When a wave comes, you must decide whether to step into it or stand on the shore. This wave is one of courage, clarity, and surrender. You say you want a new life, but new life cannot grow on old soil. Some roots must be pulled out. Some habits must be broken. Some words you speak over yourself must stop. You call yourself unlucky, unworthy, cursed, forgotten. Those words are not from me. When you repeat them, you agree with lies spoken over you by other wounded hearts and by the enemy who wants to keep you small. I call you chosen. I call you precious. I call you my beloved. I call you strong in me. Every time you speak what I say about you, your soul stands up a little taller. Your spirit begins to breathe again. Your future begins to open. Right now, as you read this, I am touching the fear of the unknown that sits inside you. You are afraid that if you truly obey me, if you let go of certain things, you might lose people. Lose comfort, lose control. Hear me, anything you lose for the sake of walking in my truth, I will replace with something that carries my peace. I will never take from you to leave you empty. I only remove what poisons you, what delays you, what secretly harms you, even if on the surface it looks valuable. You see only a piece of the puzzle. I see your entire timeline from beginning to end. Trust the one who sees the whole picture. Archangel Michael is a warrior, and he has been fighting battles you never saw. Times when accidents were avoided, temptations were diverted, dangers were turned away, there were angelic hands moving in the unseen. You have been protected more times than you can imagine. But there are battles that can only be won when you agree with heaven. When you step into alignment with my instructions, you give my angels legal ground to act more powerfully on your behalf. When you continue in stubbornness, bitterness, or disobedience, you make space for confusion and attack. This is why he says, "This is your last chance." It is a call to align, so that what is written in heaven for you can unfold without unnecessary delay. There is a version of your life where you keep repeating the same year, the same pain, the same disappointment over and over. But there is another version, written in my heart, where you rise, where you heal, where you stand in your identity, where you step into assignments that make your soul burn with purpose. At the crossroads between these two paths stands your choice. My love surrounds both paths, but the fruit will not be the same. One path is familiar but heavy, the other is unfamiliar but full of life. I am calling you to the unfamiliar, to the deeper waters, to the path where you will need me daily, not just as an emergency exit, but as your constant guide. You have asked me, why do I keep attracting the wrong people, the wrong situations? One reason is that you have not fully believed what I say about you. When you see yourself as half-valued, you accept half-love. When you see yourself as an afterthought, you tolerate being treated like an option. But when you see yourself as I see you, treasured, intentional, crafted with care, your boundaries change, your standards change, your decisions change. You no longer chase those who do not honor you. You no longer beg for crumbs of attention when I am preparing a table of true connection and support for you. Tomorrow, symbolically and literally, I want you to walk differently. I want you to wake up and remember that you are carrying a divine assignment, that your life is not a mistake, that every breath you take has meaning. I want you to choose one thing, even one small thing, that aligns with this truth. Maybe it is forgiving someone in your heart. Maybe it is finally starting that thing you have been afraid to start. Maybe it is stopping a behavior you know is damaging you. Maybe it is spending honest time with me, not just repeating words, but pouring out your heart and listening. That one step will be your yes to me. That yes will echo in the spiritual realm louder than you can imagine. The enemy wants you to believe that your yes does not matter, that you are too small, too late, too broken. But heaven knows your name. Heaven sees your potential. Heaven has been preparing things behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. There are opportunities, meetings, restorations, and provisions that are waiting on the other side of your obedience. They are not rewards you earn by being perfect. They are gifts that unfold naturally when you align with the rhythm of my will. When a flower turns toward the sun, it does not force itself to grow, it simply receives. I am asking you to turn your heart fully toward me. Archangel Michael speaks firmly because he knows the value of time. He has seen many souls delay until their hearts grew hard, until their hope dimmed, until they no longer believed they could change. He does not want this to be your story. He wants your story to be one of courage, of rising again, of turning to me at the right time. That is why he says, open it as soon as possible. These words are not about a video or a message alone. They are about opening your heart, opening your eyes, opening your life to my hand. Do not wait for another sign. This message itself is a sign. There are questions you have been carrying. Will I ever be truly happy? Will I ever be truly loved? Will my situation ever truly change? Hear my answer, yes, but not without me. Happiness without me is temporary. Love without me at the center is fragile. Change without me as the foundation is unstable. I am not offering you a quick fix. I am offering you a deep transformation. It will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. There will be days when you feel me close and days when you feel nothing, but my presence is not dependent on your emotions. I am with you, in the valley and on the mountaintop. Make room for me. There are places in your daily life that are crowded with noise, with distractions, with empty entertainment, with constant scrolling. None of these things are evil by themselves, but they can drown out my voice. In this season, especially as you step into this tomorrow, I am asking you to create little altars of time in your day where you turn everything off and simply be with me. Talk to me honestly. Tell me when you are angry, tired, confused, or weary. I am not afraid of your honesty. I am drawn to it. It is in that raw place that I can comfort you, correct you, strengthen you, and guide you. I also want you to know that I see your efforts. You often focus on where you failed, but I see where you tried. I see where you chose kindness when you were hurt. I see where you kept going when you were exhausted. I see where you offered forgiveness, even if your heart was still healing. These are not small things in my eyes. They are seeds. And no seed sown in love is ever wasted. Some of what is about to happen tomorrow is the beginning of your harvest from seeds you planted in tears. You will see, in time, that I did not ignore your sacrifice. I was watching, collecting every tear, breathing on every seed. There may be storms around you. There may be people who do not understand why you are changing, why you are stepping away from certain habits, why you are becoming quieter, more focused, more intentional. Some may mock you. Some may try to pull you back into the old patterns. Do not be surprised by this. When you choose a new path, not everyone will celebrate. But remember, you are not doing this for their approval. You are doing this because your soul is tired of pretending, and you are finally answering my call to live in truth. What is serious about you in this moment is not just the danger of staying the same, it is the greatness of what I have placed inside you. There are gifts, talents, ideas, and capacities in you that you have barely touched. Some of them you are aware of, others are hidden even from you. waiting to be discovered as you walk with me. I want to teach you how to use what I have given you, not for pride, but for purpose. There are people you are meant to encourage, stories you are meant to share, kindness you are meant to spread, work you are meant to do that will change lives. You are not an accident. You are an answer to someone's prayer. Do not let your past define your identity. You have made mistakes, yes, but you are not your mistakes. You have experienced failures, but you are not a failure. You have been rejected, but you are not rejectable. You have been betrayed, but you are not unlovable. These things happen to you, but they are not you. I define you. My love speaks a louder word over you than every label the world has thrown at you. As you step into this next season, I want you to walk as someone who knows they are loved, not someone who is desperately trying to earn love. This is your last chance in this chapter to keep living as if your life does not matter. It does matter. What you do with your time, your body, your mind, your heart, it all matters. Your choices ripple beyond what you see. There are destinies connected to yours, people you have not even met yet who will be touched by the choices you make now. When you choose healing, you break patterns that would have continued into the next generation. When you choose forgiveness, you stop the echo of old wounds. When you choose to walk with me, you become a light in a world that desperately needs it. So hear me as I speak softly but firmly to your soul. Do not delay. Do not say, I will change when it is more convenient. There is no more convenient time than now. Tomorrow may bring many things, but what matters most is who you are becoming today. I am stretching my hand toward you. Take it. Let me lead you out of the maze of confusion and into the clarity of my will. Let me show you that my plans for you are not to harm you but to give you hope and a future filled with meaning. Archangel Michael stands as a witness to this moment. He has fought for you. He has guarded you. And now he calls you to stand up on the inside, to lift your eyes, to believe that you were created for more than fear. More than survival, more than endless circles. This is serious about you because you are precious. This is serious about you because heaven does not give up on you. This is serious about you because your life carries a weight that you cannot yet see. As you move from this moment into your tomorrow, let these words remain in your heart. You are loved, you are seen, you are called, and you are not alone. Every breath is another chance to turn toward me. Take this chance. Walk with me. Let this be the day and the season when everything begins to shift, not because of magic, but because of a real, deep, surrendered yes in your heart. I am with you, now and always, and nothing in all creation can separate you from my love.